When passion meets the purpose, miracles happen.
What suggestion you have for young professionals?
Should always focus on their strong technology area, primary technology area.
A student joining corporate, he or she has to be mentally prepared that I have to demonstrate these skills.
Learn, explore and share. Build the peripheral technologies, at least level 1.
Today's younger generation, they are hooked onto technology.
Connect before you correct. Unless you are healthy, you can't drive your passion.
Help our students to create a vision board.
Vision board constantly reminds us what our goal is.
Hello Sridevi.
Hi Shraddha, good morning.
Good morning. On behalf of Regional College of Management, I welcome you to this podcast, Leadership Series.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for having me.
Sridevi, first question. Tell me about your leadership journey.
Shraddha, it has been an incredible journey for the last 25 years, uninterrupted journey where I have started as a technical consultant and now I'm playing the role of a vice president in one of the cloud and AI companies. So the journey has been amazing with of course some ups and downs where I always consider those problems as opportunities and anything that had come across, I have never let that opportunity wipe off, either through constant learning or changing my leadership style or by honing my negotiation skills. So at every stage, there are always been new learnings and there was never a setback that happened in my last 25 years. But of course, as I mentioned, there were few ups and downs through which I have learned a lot.
Any turning point in your life you remember?
Turning points in my life. Wow, okay. So that was if I remember, there were few turning points, but the first one I remember is in the year 2006, right? I started my journey in 99 as a Oracle database consultant at SQL Star International. And then within 2.5 years, I joined Satyam because at that time, that was one of my dream companies. Satyam, Wipro, Infosys, they were booming up at that time. So when I got to know that Satyam is hiring all the certified professionals, by then I have completed my certifications and then I joined Satyam Computers. I would say that was my first turning point because there were plethora of opportunities in Satyam. I'm fortunate that there were multiple branches in Satyam, especially in Hyderabad. So every 2 years, we've gotten opportunities to work in different projects. There were no restrictions, no bounds that, we have to stick to the same project. So the reason why I told Satyam has been my first turning point is the opportunity to work in multiple projects, different projects, so that I got an opportunity to meet different teams, interact with different managers and learn new technologies. That was the main thing that I see myself as the first turning point. And my second turning point was in 2006 when I was working with Cisco Systems project, where I figured out how important to have a mentor in our lives. Be it on personal front or a professional front, always having a mentor will make you feel more confident. You will have that psychological safety that, hey, if I get stuck somewhere, he's the go-to person or she is the go-to person. So that was my second turning point, to have a mentor. And his mentor even, I look up to him even till today. So that was one aspect of building that psychological safety in our journey on professional front.
Wonderful. I totally agree with you, Sridevi. Having a mentor is very important. Now you are a visionary leader and you are working with high performance teams and you are developing high performance teams. So, what suggestion you have for young professionals, those who are joining in corporate? Most of the time, we say that technical people, they are not good leaders, if I may say so. But then, as a technical person, you are such a great leader. So, what suggestion you will give to young professionals?
Great question. So based on my learnings and based on my experience, there are multiple traits that any individual, especially who is coming from student to the corporate life, is required. So, but on top of my mind, I would say top five traits a student should have. The first and foremost thing, which I always emphasize, but some of them might take for granted, is a well-being. It's extremely important to keep their health, because always there is a saying, right? Health is wealth. So well-being has to be part and parcel of every walk of our life, whether it is at student level or entry level or a managerial level, because we have to have those energies, the passion, all through the day, through the week, throughout the year. So unless you are healthy, you can't drive your passion, right? So that is my first. Out of five, the first one, it is actually a needless to say, but it has to be said, is a health and wellness is the first most important thing. And second one is the passion. The student should ask himself or herself, say, hey, is this something meeting or with my passion, where I'm entering into a corporate life, corporate career? Is it because based on someone's pressure that I'm entering into this, or am I really willing to enter and then explore? So that passion should be the driving factor, right? Otherwise, I've seen a lot of people in the mid-career itself, they are finding it very difficult, right? So passion is really important. Always I tell my team that when passion meets the purpose, miracles happen. Right. So that's my second trait, a passion. Third one is hardworking nature and a constant learning attitude. Both will go hand in hand. Because Shraddha, what usually is the norm is the first 7 to 8 years is something where hard work really matters. After that, of course, when you move up the ladder in managerial role, that along with the hard work, you have to develop so many other traits. But initially, when a person is learning as a software engineer, hard work and learning, if they go hand in hand, it has a direct impact on their performance, their subject matter expertise, which will ultimately show in their work results, project deliverables. So the third one is hard work and continuous learning. And fourth one is a confidence, right? Even if you don't know something, you should have your inner voice say that, hey, you're not alone. There is a way to, when there is a will, there is a way. So constant learning and confidence. And fifth and most important thing is that improving communication skills. A constant practice of communication skills. Because communication skills, in my opinion, is not just English, knowing good grammatical things. It is about what to say, how much to say, when to say. It includes the control on your content, one should know. They should know to include that empathy in their conversations. So they should know what they are trying to articulate with the end goal always in mind. So the communication skills is something which is very important. So all five, whatever I have mentioned, according to me, are very important for students who are entering into corporate world.
Well said, Sridevi. Today's younger generation, they are hooked onto technology. Most of the time, they depend on technology, and hard work somewhere is missing, I think. They, everything easy solution they want. So what suggestion you have for them?
So it has pros and cons, right? When students are very smart these days, right? If they know various tools, frameworks, techniques that they can use at various situations, either during in a SDLC life cycle or in any of the project life cycle, that is such an advantage because they need not have to reinvent the wheel right from the beginning. So that I consider as a smart way of working, that knowing the tools, techniques, frameworks, which can save a lot of time. Having said that, if they rely only on tools, maybe initially they're good and they are bringing value add to the table. But over a period of time, there will be more number of tools that will be coming. There will be more competition. Maybe the project needs are different. The customer needs are different. So it's always important to know right from the fundamentals and go in depth as well as breadth of the peripheral technologies. In other words, a student or a beginner in the corporate life should always focus on their strong technology area, primary technology area. Per se, it could be a cloud technology, or it could be AI technology, or it could be analytics technology. Let them build that primary technology in such a way that if anyone has any difficulty, always they should have that signature landmark saying that, hey, she is the go-to person. At the same time, build the peripheral technologies, at least level 1, so that they can participate very well in the conversations and they can have a broader perspective of problem solution. So to summarize this, it is important to know the tools, techniques, frameworks, etc. But having a strong foundation in at least 1 or 2 technologies is very important, besides having a level 1 knowledge on peripheral technologies.
Okay. Then when these young leaders move to the next level from individual contributor, maybe as a team manager, what suggestion you want to give to them to grow as a leader?
Yeah. So the basic traits, as I mentioned earlier, those 5 basic traits, they have to carry them all the while, right? Whether they are individual contributors or they are into management or senior leadership or executive leadership. These are 5 traits. I would say they are their ornaments. They have to wear them every day. Okay, now I remember very clearly when I have been invited I received a surprise call from my practice leader saying that, Sridevi, you have worked for 3 years in Cisco, but now there is an immediate requirement of a project manager in British Petroleum project. I said, hey, I am not even PMP certified. I had no experience of project management at all. On what basis you have considered me as a project manager? And I still remember those words, Shraddha, is that, Sridevi, having an empathetic behavior is the must skill a project manager should have, and I see that in you. I have heard a lot about you while you're in Cisco project. And second is that zeal and the passion that you have towards work. That is the second. Third one is that you have such a proactive behavior that whatever you were learning, you used to proactively take virtual sessions or physical sessions so that you wanted always to empower the teams. These are the 3 main reasons I want you to be a project manager. I don't care if you have PMP certification or not. I see that empathetic leadership, I see that great collaborative skills you have, and also you always want to take your team along with it. Then I was very surprised, and then I realized how important it is for an individual contributor that so many eyes would be watching them. So the more proactive they are, the more teamwork they are into, and the more knowledge that they keep sharing, they will be visible. They are knowingly or unknowingly, they're building that visibility across the horizons, across the leadership hierarchy. So that will elevate anyways into the next level. So here, to summarize, learn, explore, and share. This was my mantra when I was playing the role of an individual contributor. Learn, explore, and share. And being empathetic, proactive, all those traits and all you carry along with it, automatically you will have that visibility. So build that visibility. Either you make a conscious effort or you do it proactively, that is up to you. But build that visibility in order to get into the next level by carrying all these traits. That's very important.
Wonderful. So whenever a student joining corporate, he or she has to be mentally prepared that I have to demonstrate these skills. People are watching me. It's not that I'm doing as an individual contributor, I'm working. People are watching me, and my behavior, my curiosity, my learning appetite will help me to go to the next level. And next level, again, you need to be empathetic, you need to show your competency, confidence, all that you have to demonstrate. Now let's go to the senior level. I see many senior leaders, they are not very conversant with technology. People like you are technical experts, and being great leader, you understand how to drive your team. Some of the leaders, they are not tech savvy and they struggle with their team members. How do I give instruction to my team member? I need to know all the technology. Now everything is changing very fast. What suggestion you have for them?
So here I would use all those traits that we have talked, the first 5 traits as ornaments, and then that learn, grow, learn, explore, and share. That is a formula when you are an individual contributor. And then the proactive behavior and great team spirit are those which you carry along with as an individual contributor to your leadership, right? Next journey to it. Now comes, you are a manager. Now you want to get into a senior leadership. What are the techniques? I would suggest one framework and top 3 techniques that one can embrace. One framework is that triple E formula, right? EEE. It's nothing but engage, enable, and empower. This is the technique which is, I would say, it is magical. It works for everybody, every manager, to elevate themselves to the next level. Just to expand it for a minute, right? So engage, enable, and empower. I remember when my son, when we were discussing, when he was, he's been elected as a sports captain, I happened to see one very interesting quote, because they have to do a campaign in order to be a sports captain, in order to win as a sports captain. So that time I saw a nice quote: connect before you correct. Connect before you correct. So a lot of managers, what they do is, the moment they get into a managerial role or a leadership role, they feel that I'm very powerful and I have to, everybody should listen to me. And they with that mindset, they'll start kind of, I won't say dictating, but they start, sharing or instructing them with various deliverables, deadlines. So in my opinion, first invest time in engaging with the people. Try to know their professional strength. Try to know something on their personal front. Try to be empathetic. Project milestones, deliverables, client first approach is all good. But unless your people are happy, you can't make them deliver good project results. So first connect on the people. Go for team outing and be with them, be empathetic, and always have a plan B approach also if someone has to suddenly go on a family emergency. We can't say no, or that time is very crucial itself. So you build the manpower so that even if one person goes on a vacation or any urgent basis, that you have a backup and your deliverables will not be impacted. So why would the other person will be willing to extend extra hours? Is only when you engage with them, invest time in them. So the first principle is engage, then enable. So as a manager, it's your responsibility to see various avenues of tools, techniques, the digital assets, so that you can make a list of all those tools and enable them to upskill in those tools and technologies. Provide some mentorship lessons, send them for some corporate trainings on the required technical skills. Invest on improvising their technical skills, either by purchasing some tools or maybe instructor-led trainings, whatever, right? So enable them with the right tools and techniques. So for that, the manager has to do some discovery of what are all the existing tools in the current market. And third one is empower. Every team member, every person has a self-pride, self-esteem. And as a manager, you should feel them as a CEO of their task. Empower them to really come up with the best practices, what they think can be implemented. Be an active listener. That will boost up their morale so much that my ideas are being considered. Take them along with you for client presentations. Take them along with you for some conferences. That will elevate their thinking capacity, right? And they feel that this is my project. And the last but not the least, it did a miracle for me when my team member got to know that the role that he is playing has a direct impact on the revenue in the US petrol gas station. Because there was one application that was down and that had led to some X thousands of dollars. So the moment he got to know that this is the impact of his work doing in India, he started asking for more work. You got what I'm saying? So empower them with what kind of work they are doing and how it is impacting the customer, right? So this is a framework, right? Engage, enable, and empower. And then the three qualities that the manager should carry along with him or her is that, definitely, to answer to your thing, the technical skills are required. You may not be a level 4 technical deep expert, but at least level 1 and level 2 technical skills are required. So for that, there's never a day where we need not have to think it is like too late for me. Always, for example, just log into Udemy courses. For every course, there is a 101. Right? Let's say if I want to learn digital marketing, though I'm into technical, so digital marketing 101. Like that, any cloud, let's say I lead Azure cloud practice. Let's say Azure 101, basics. They can learn whichever are the portfolio of technologies that are required for to give support to the customer and also the team members. And a level 2 technological advancement or upskilling, I always recommend to do it from esteemed organizations like IIM or ISB, because they have these executive leadership courses which are only for 5 months, 7 months, 1 month. Okay, so invest time in upskilling in the technical skills, like I would say techno leadership skills, so that you know what is what. But for this additional time, that has to be invested every day, every week, because no pain, no gain.
Good one. You have given us a lot of frameworks, tools to be used to become successful leadership. Can you help us in creating a vision board? Help our students to create a vision board.
I think the other day we were talking and I happened to mention. So thank you for reminding me about that vision board. This is something which everyone should have, irrespective of whether they are a junior, senior, or a mid-level, or senior, or executive. Because that vision board constantly reminds us what our goal is. For example, in my vision board, I can very well send you the template. My ultimate goal is to work at the executive level and to bring in the value add at the company level, and always elevate the company to the next level in Fortune 500 list, right? Okay. Now the fundamental, it has 4 layers. When you draw a vision board, if you just close your eyes and visualize, instead of directly saying that I want to become a project manager in coming 3 months, I want to become a program manager in coming 7 months, that's at the top 3rd layer, right? But the bottommost layer is, what are the expertise that I need to develop on 4 fronts: technical front, communication front, leadership front, and I would say networking front. 4. So try to put 4 boxes as a bottommost layer, and then the next layer, you put arrows across each of these skills that are mandatory at every walk of life in the professional trend. Okay, now I think communication skills. Then put an arrow. This is all preparatory phase. The first, whatever I told, that these are all expertise forte. Above this, there are 3 layers. The first one is preparation. In this preparation layer, across communication, you can put what are the ways you can improve the communication skills. For example, you can join Toastmasters Club. You can start preparing for TEDx. You can listen to world-renowned public speakers like Yasir Khan or Mohammed, who won 2015 public speaker. Keep listening to those public speaking skills, and automatically they give a lot of suggestions to do a self video, and then introspect your video skills and audio skills, all those. So what I'm trying to say is, once you put the bottommost layer for across every forte, you just have to see what all the resources that you can leverage in order to improve that. That is preparation. Same as the technical, you say what all technology skills that you have to, same as leadership skills. For the leadership skills, definitely joining in premier organizations will help. And reading some amazing books, leadership skills books, at least 10 pages a day. Make it as a daily routine. We call it as self-OSA. Self, one significant action at every layer, right? And then your networking skills. This is very important, Shraddha. In the networking skills, if you just morning you have breakfast, you go to office, you network within your team, you come back, you have dinner, you go to bed or meet your friends or relatives. But think through what are all the networking avenues you have to elevate to the next level. So when you join in this premier organization, automatically you'll be part of the alumni group. And these alumni events keep happening. And I just mentioned Toastmasters group, right? If you join a Toastmasters group, I think every city has. They have that group with whom you can collaborate, connect, and elevate your networking skills. Very important. So that is a preparation phase in the vision board. Next is visibility phase. How active are you in LinkedIn? Are you posting on LinkedIn every now and then? Are you going to the conferences and posting those pics or not? All those things, right? Make a visibility layer. That also put it in the vision boards. What are the ways you can make yourself visible? And then last is profitability phase, right? So what all the jobs in your mind that you want to go for? And for that, go through the job description of various jobs that get posted on LinkedIn and see where you are in those job requirements or the skills, so that you will know how to elevate your skill, what skills you need to focus most, and start appearing for the interviews. Even though you're 70% matching your skills. So that is actually a profitability phase. After finally you will achieve your goal, whatever as a long-term goal. Just so don't think of long-term goal which will happen overnight or within a year. All these are short-term goals. Try to set and see the avenues, networking, having a mentor, all these things will be helpful. Make all those things part of your vision board and you will definitely succeed.
Thank you so much. One very interesting word you say, one significant action every day. So that's so true. And thank you, Sridevi. We will connect again. Thank you very much for
My
taking
pleasure.
out time for
Thank
this
you very
podcast.
much.
It was
Have a nice
wonderful.
day.